The story of Our Lady of America begins long before Sister Mary Ephrem ever received a heavenly message. On May 10, 1846, one archbishop and 22 bishops gathered in Baltimore, Maryland, for the 6th Provincial Council of Baltimore. During that historic meeting, they petitioned Rome to have the Blessed Virgin Mary, under the title of the Immaculate Conception, proclaimed patroness of the United States. In 1847, Pope Pius IX granted their request. From that moment, Mary, under the title of the Immaculate Conception, was officially honored as the patroness of the United States. 7 years later, on December 8, 1854, Pope Pius IX solemnly defined the dogma of the Immaculate Conception. Then, less than 4 years later, on March 25, 1858, the Feast of the Annunciation, Our Lady appeared to Saint Bernadette Soubirous at Lourdes in France. When Bernadette asked who she was, the Blessed Virgin identified herself with the words that confirmed the Church's teaching, "I am the Immaculate Conception." But decades later, another remarkable chapter in the devotion to the Immaculate Virgin would begin through a young American religious sister. On September 12, 1930, at only 14 years of age, Mildred Nelser entered the Sisters of the Precious Blood, a papal religious community. 3 years later, at 17, she made her first vows and received the religious name Sister Mary Ephrem. Her religious life eventually brought her to Washington, D.C., Cincinnati, Ohio, and later North Dakota. It was during the late 1930s that she began experiencing mystical phenomena. But during the 1940s, she began reporting interior messages attributed to Jesus. Her spiritual director, Reverend Paul Liebold, who guided her from 1940 until 1972, encouraged her to record these experiences carefully in a diary. In 1948, while she was stationed in North Dakota, the messages had become more pressing. Sister Mary Ephrem began recording them more carefully, and priests who examined the writings found nothing contrary to Catholic faith or morals in their content. According to Sister Mary Ephrem's accounts, the Blessed Virgin Mary called the children to return to God through prayer, sacrifice, faith, and especially purity of life. Our Lady also asked that a statue be made depicting her under the title of Our Lady of America. She desired that the bishops of the United States solemnly process the statue into the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception in Washington, D.C., where she wished to receive special honor as Our Lady of America, the Immaculate Virgin. The messages also spoke of America having a particular responsibility in the pursuit of peace. Sister Mary Ephrem understood that the promised graces would not primarily be physical miracles, but miracles of conversion and holiness within the human soul. One of the most striking messages attributed to Our Lady was given on November 22, 1980. It is the United States that is to lead the world to peace. If, however, the United States is faithful to this mandate from heaven and yet fails in the pursuit of peace because the rest of the world will not accept or cooperate, then the United States will not be burdened with the punishment about to fall. Weep then, dear children, weep with your mother over the sins of man. During these extraordinary experiences, Sister Mary Ephrem reported that she was not visited only by the Blessed Virgin Mary. She also reported encounters with Saint Joseph, Saint Michael the Archangel, and Saint Gabriel the Archangel. In her accounts, these heavenly visitors all directed her attention towards God, holiness, prayer, and the deeper call to follow Christ. On October 13, 1956, Sister Mary Ephrem reported another appearance of Our Lady. On this occasion, she described the Blessed Virgin holding a replica of a basilica in her hands and expressing her desire for a national shrine in Washington, D.C. She understood this place would become a destination of pilgrimage and a place of spiritual wonders. 3 years later, on November 20th, 1959, the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception in Washington, D.C. was completed. It would become the largest Catholic church in the United States and one of the largest Catholic churches in the world. My little white dove, do you know what I find most lacking in the world today? It is faith. There are so few souls that believe in me and my love. They profess their belief and their love, but they do not live this belief. Their hearts are cold. For without faith, there can be no love. Pray and sacrifice yourself, my child, that faith may once again find entrance into the hearts of man. Children are not taught to love me because those who have charge over them have no time or patience to do so. My heart grieves over my children in the world. Their hearts are being driven farther and farther away from me. They will not even listen to my mother because they have never been taught to listen. I am pleased, my children, with the love and honor my children in America give to me, especially through my glorious and unique privilege of the Immaculate Conception. I promise to reward their love by working through the power of my Son's heart and my Immaculate Heart, miracles of grace among them. I do not promise miracles of the body, but of the soul. Let America continue and grow in its love for me, and die in return, in union with the heart of my Son, promise to work wonders in her. My child, I desire that this be known. I am Our Lady of America. I desire that my children honor me, especially by the purity of their lives. My child, I entrust you with this message that you must make known to my children in America. I wish it to be the country dedicated to my purity. The wonders I will work will be the wonders of the soul. They must have faith and believe firmly in my love for them. I desire that they be the children of my pure heart. I desire to further the cause of faith and purity among peoples and nations. It is the darkest hour, but if men will come to me, my Immaculate Heart will make it bright again with the mercy which my Son will rain down through my hands. Help me save those who will not save themselves. Help me bring once again the sunshine of God's peace upon the world. Making the rosary a family prayer is very pleasing to me. I ask that all families strive to do so, but be careful to say it with great devotion, meditating on each mystery and striving to imitate in your daily lives the virtues depicted therein. Live the mysteries of the rosary as I lived them, and it will become a chain binding you to me forever. They who are found in the circle of my rosary will never be lost. I myself will lead them at death to the throne of my Son, to be eternally united to Him. My faithful one, if my warnings are not taken seriously, and enough of my children strive constantly and faithfully to renew and reform themselves in their inward and outward lives, then there will be no nuclear war. What happens to the world depends upon those who live in it. There must be much more good than evil prevailing in order to prevent the Holocaust that is so near approaching. Yet, I tell you, my daughter, even such a destruction happened because there were not enough souls who took my warnings seriously. There will remain a remnant, untouched by the chaos who, having been faithful in following me and spreading my warnings, will gradually inhabit the earth again with their dedicated and holy lives. Her life was marked by suffering, sacrifice, prayer, and obedience. She carried what she believed was a mission entrusted to her, while living quietly and humbly as a religious sister. On January 10, 2000, during the first year of the new millennium, Sister Mary Ephrem died peacefully at the age of 83. Her spiritual director, Bishop Paul Liebold, became convinced of the authenticity of her experiences and approved her diary and the design of a medal associated with the devotion. The medal depicted the Virgin Mary on the front, with the Christian family and the Trinity represented on the reverse. In May 2007, then Archbishop Raymond Burke of St. Louis issued a letter to the bishops of the United States concerning Our Lady of America. He reviewed the history of the devotion and noted that the messages themselves were consistent with Catholic faith and morals.